Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Tana Gildea. Tana is a principal at Homrich Berg. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Tana Gildea. Tana, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me this morning.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I was sitting in my kitchen. I had been cleaning house all day. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time and was looking for a way to get back into the workforce. I'd been a CPA and corporate auditor, and then I did corporate operations management before I stayed home with 4 kids. I was ready to go back to work, and the phone rang, and it was someone I had met at a tennis match. And she said, my husband is a financial planner, and he is looking for somebody part-time to assist him with his growing practice. I said, what is a financial planner? Had no idea that was even a thing, let alone a career. And I interviewed with him, loved him, started working with him. 10 years later, I said, hey guys, and there was 2 partners at the time. I said, hey guys, what's the deal about being a partner? And they both looked at each other and looked at me and said, we don't know. We've just been working hard. We've never thought about it, but I'm glad you mentioned it. We'd love to have you as a partner. We'll figure it out. And my lesson for that was don't expect other people to know your career goals and what you want. Because I became a partner in that firm, and then we merged with Homrich Berg a little over 3 years ago, and it's been the greatest thing I could have ever done. I've found my forever home in that. So it's been wonderful.
What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
Okay, when we're talking about managing your money, the thing that you need to avoid, and I talk about these mistakes in my book, The Graduate's Guide to Money, which I wrote a number of years ago. But number 1 is not understanding your own money story. So we all grow up learning about money through the emotions of other people, because money is very abstract. Credit cards, bills, jobs. Little kids don't know what that is. So we learn about it through the emotions of the adults in our lives. And that starts layering on our story. So if there was fighting, if there was scarcity, if there was guilt and shame and fear around money, we absorb that and it becomes part of our story. It's now driving how you interact with money as an adult. And if you don't understand the source of that, you will continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. So I talk about the first chapter of my book is all about understanding your own money story. The second thing is ignoring your emotions around money. I personally am a very emotional spender. When I dropped my oldest daughter off at college and we went in the bookstore, I bought one of everything. It was like, if you get her, I'm getting all this stuff to fill that. Only I didn't recognize it at the time that I get caught up in the emotion. People see this, you go to a concert and you need to have, 10 t-shirts and the CD and all these other things. We're buying the emotion to carry home with us. So you have to recognize that and have a strategy to deal with that when it happens. So by kid number 4, I walked into the bookstore with a $20 bill and bought a coffee mug. And then I'm done with it. So understand that. And then the third mistake is ignoring your numbers. Sometimes when we don't feel competent to deal with our money, we're afraid of what the answer is. We ignore it. We just put our head in the sand and we ignore it. So number 1, you cannot change something if you don't know what it is. So make a list of all your assets, the balance in there. How is it invested? Same with your liabilities. Just face the music. It doesn't matter where you are. If you want to get better, you must know those numbers so that you can make a plan to change the things that you don't like when you look at those numbers. So same with your business. You've got to know the income of the business and the expense of the business. Are you profitable? Those are important things to know. Don't be afraid of your numbers. Embrace your numbers. There's wisdom there for you.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Oh gosh, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I really wanted to be able to have a business at home. And so I got involved with a network marketing company. And it wasn't that the network marketing company was bad or the products were bad. I was scared to death to tell anybody what I was doing, how I was doing it, share the products, share the opportunity. I can remember looking at a list of names of who I was supposed to call and just being terrified. And it was just my own, again, money story, the background of selling something is bad or sleazy, or like I had all these misconceptions in my head around that. I'm like, these are great products. I love them. I use them. Why can't I tell others? And I had to learn. That was kind of how I started, exploring the whole money story concept, so that I could learn and grow beyond that, because I did not want to be curled up in the fetal position in trying to develop a business. That one was not financially successful at all in any way, shape, or form. But I learned so much from that experience. I learned about business. I learned about sales. I learned about myself and where I was blocking my own success.
What are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
Well, you have to make time for your own personal growth and development. So I read some kind of personal development book every single day. I'm not a news junkie. I don't need to know who's doing what in Hollywood. I don't even necessarily need to know a lot about what the clowns in Washington are doing. I need to know and develop things that are going to make me a better person, make me a better speaker, make me a better leader, make me able to serve my clients better, deepen my knowledge of financial planning and the industry and what's going on. So I'm always devoting time to reading and doing those things. The second thing is, and I've learned this as I've gotten older, you must take care of your physical body. When you're 20 and 30, you can get by on youth and hormones and energy. But as you get older, it is more and more important that you get good sleep, do some deep breathing, eat good food, get exercise every single day, give yourself downtime, quiet time. We cannot be constantly inundated with noise and screens and expect to function at a high level. So 20-year-olds, yes, you got the energy now, but if you invest in your physical body, it will pay you dividends when you're in your 40s and 50s and all of a sudden life is hard and you're tired. The third thing, super important, chase excellence. Do not chase money. If you chase money, it will run from you. It will hide from you. If you chase excellence and you try to make yourself better and give more to your clients than what they're paying you for, give more to your peers, your company, your community, your religious organization, your volunteer organizations, give more of your best self and it will come back to you tenfold. But you've got to chase that excellence, and the money is going to find you. When you're very good and you serve people well, the money is going to find you.
We are about to enter into a lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
What are you grateful for today?
I am super grateful that my youngest child is graduating from college tomorrow. Yay!
How young are you?
I am 57, proudly so, and can't wait for the next 57 years.
Tana, you are not 57. You are 18 years old with 39 years experience.
There you go, and I need to use every bit of that experience.
What you want to do when you grow up?
I like to be a guide and a teacher so that I can help others using the experience and knowledge that I have. And if I don't have it, I want to be able to connect them to somebody that does.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
You got to just take a deep breath, pause and think, make a plan, and then get into action. Start moving and get your plan in place.
How do you start your day?
I do 20 push-ups and 20 squats every single morning. And then I read for about 15 or 20 minutes from a positive, growth-oriented type of book. And then I do about 15 minutes of yoga and 5 minutes of meditation. And then I can start my day.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Be bold and be willing to fail more. You will learn more from your mistakes than from having easy and instant success. Nelson Mandela said, I never lose. I either win or I learn. And so every one of those mistakes, learn something. It's precious.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
I get pretty passionate about things. So usually if we just start having a conversation about it and I can share my energy and enthusiasm and passion, I can get my husband on board pretty easily.
What is the impactful business book you have read and what did you learn from it? Can I see the book, please?
Yes, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So we all know that compound interest is the key cornerstone of financial growth. And he applies that to every habit. So the 20 push-ups I do every morning, it's not about those 20. It's about doing them every single day. So I feel strong because I do a little bit every single day. So any good habit that you want, little bit every single day, and over time it adds up. And then you gave me a bonus. This is the one I just finished yesterday. It's called Finish. Give yourself the gift of done. I love this idea of the book. This author, John, is very funny, very readable, and he really helps overcome that perfectionist tendency that we have when we want to give our gifts to the world, but we're afraid they're not good enough. And he helps us get through that. Very delightful book.
Why being impactful is important to you?
I have had so much help and so many teachers and mentors on my own path. Some of those were people I knew. Some of them were authors or speakers or others that shared their wisdom with me. I would not be anywhere near where I am today without those people. And so I want to pay that forward. I have a teacher's heart and I want to share the things that I've learned and try to make somebody else's journey a little bit easier.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
Kevin Krause and John Bokniak were the two partners at the original firm. They have been exceptional people. They are so caring, so full of integrity and commitment to both the firm and their clients and their families and their communities. And they've really shown me and modeled for me how you can do it all. You've got to have your priorities right, and you have to be willing to give up non-important things to make that impact. And that has always been tremendously insightful advice for me.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Helping people.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is anyone who is interested in a long-term plan to help them get from where they are to where they want to be. Our model is based on managing the assets for the client, but we do a full integrated financial planning. So if it touches money, we want to help our client get the right solution in place so that everything's working together to empower their achievement of their goals.
How can we support you?
I'd love to speak to the younger generation about money tools. I mentioned before I wrote a book called The Graduate's Guide to Money. That's out there. I'm actually running a Kindle promotion that starts on Friday, so you can get it for 99 cents. If you go to Amazon, Google my name, it will come up quicker under my name, and you can get it for 99 cents. But I love sharing that message. So if there are organizations where you need speakers, especially young adults, but I like teaching old adults too, that want to learn, want to grow, want to take responsibility for their financial situation, I'd love to speak to those groups. I don't charge to speak. I just want to share the message. That's kind of my give back approach. And of course, if anybody is looking for that financial advisor, Homrich Berg is, I think, the top of the line. We joined them purposefully, and we have never regretted it for a second. They're a very quality organization, and anyone in the firm would be able to provide very high quality, high level of service.
I understand you are author. Just curious, do you have your own book handy?
I think I do. Let me. Okay. I'm obviously not that good at promoting it, or I would have had it, sitting right here, ready to go. Okay. The only chapter that's a little bit dated is about income taxes.
Okay. 1 second. Let me ask a question, then you answer it.
Sorry, couldn't hear you.
Okay. So show me your book. Why someone should read it? What's the result they will get?
Yeah, so this is everything I wish I had known about money when I started my financial journey in my 20s. It talks about money story. It gives the details of who needs insurance, who needs estate documents, how do I get my debt paid off, how do I buy a house, how do I start investing, all of those things that I didn't know and had to make mistakes in learning about. And there is an entire chapter on all of my own money mistakes. So I throw myself totally under the bus. We're all in this together. Let's learn from one another and grow and continue. So great thing for a new graduate, just starting on their own adventure and wanting it available on Kindle also, as well as the hardback through my website, thegraduatesguideTomoney.com.
We're about to wrap up, and I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
It's been wonderful. It was so great to have a little reflection time to think about your questions. They're very insightful, and I hope they are helpful to somebody that's listening.
Wonderful. What would you say as a final word?
I would say be bold, follow your dreams, give your gifts to the world, and don't worry so much about what everyone else thinks.
Thank you so much, Tana, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thank you so much.